All right, let's talk Miami Hurricanes. Of course, Miami's had one heck of an offseason. A lot of new Hurricanes into the fold, ready to have a big impact. But there's one underrated new addition that is impressing everyone at this point. Great sign for Miami. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. Okay, we all know that Coach Cristobal and this Miami coaching staff and recruiting department has had one heck of an offseason, whether it's in the recruiting game or directly through the transfer portal, added a lot of great players. It's a much better Miami football team than it was even at the end of 2023. But there's one under the radar addition, one new Miami Hurricane that is impressing literally everyone on this roster so far. Let's pull up this report, then we'll talk about it more in detail on the other side. This is courtesy of Inside the U. Miami middle linebacker Kiko Mauigoa, apologies if I don't pronounce that correctly, knows exactly what type of running back the Hurricanes added in Oregon State transfer Damian Martinez during the spring transfer portal window. Mauigoa, who started his career at Washington State, faced Martinez in 2022 when the running back was a true freshman. Well, I remember that he ran for over 100 yards against us. Mauigoa laughed as he recalled that game. He is a very physical back. He doesn't go down easily. He is also explosive. He is powerful and won't go down on the first tackle. He can do all things and help us as a runner. During his time at Washington State, Cam Ward did not play with a running back that is of the same talent caliber as Martinez, and the quarterback is excited about the potential of playing with that type of threat. It's the way he can move laterally and the way he can get the ball and get straight downhill, Ward said of Martinez. He can make people miss. The tape that you have seen of him, he is the real deal. I have seen it in person. When you hand him that ball, he's going to make a big play or keep the chains moving. Obviously, a lot of praise from both sides of the ball. When it comes to Martinez, I think this is a great sign that the Miami Hurricanes have a really kind of under the radar addition here to add to this running back room. Myers, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. But first, Hurricanes fans, we're talking Martinez, we're talking running backs, which means I've got a really hard question for you guys. Who is the greatest running back in Miami Hurricanes history? It's a tough question. You go back to the 2001 team and pick maybe any running back on that roster, but you can only pick one throughout the entire Miami Hurricane history. Who is the greatest running back of all time? Put them in the comment section below. Really curious what you guys have to say about this one. But Miles, what are your thoughts on this latest Miami news?
Yeah, Nick, that's probably about the hardest question you could have asked. So good luck, Miami fans, with that one. But this guy, he seems perfect, Nick. It's offenses love him. You want to have him open up your offense. Defenses fear him. 6 foot, 237 pounds of fury running at you. You don't want to be in front of that. It reminds me a little bit reminiscent of Derrick Henry, who's 247 pounds now, a skosh taller. But this guy, he is so fantastic. I think he's going to open up a lot for this Miami offense. But Nick, I got an interesting statistic for you. I know you love statistics. So listen to this. I'm going to say former because I'm feeling Martinez is going to eventually earn some starting roles here. But last year in 2023, Miami running back Mark Fletcher averaged 3.8 yards per carry, which is okay, not too terrible. Martinez, on the other hand, averaged 3.82 yards per carry, which is virtually the same. So you're thinking, okay, where's the stat here? Fletcher, on the other hand, he totaled 396 yards after contact. Martinez, on the hand, 744 yards after contact. So, like you said, this guy does not go down when he gets touched. He blows through people. He generates missed tackles as well. This guy, he generated 57 missed tackles last year, 14th most missed tackles by a Power 5 running back in 2023. It also says Miami has not generated a running back that has at least 40 missed tackles in a season since 2015. That's almost a decade. So I think this guy coming into Miami, there's a lot of great stats on him. There's a lot of great things that he can bring to this offense that, quite frankly, they were missing. His yards after contact, incredible. His ability to generate missed tackles, incredible. I think we're going to see a big-time running attack out of this Miami team here, purely because of what Martinez brings into the fold.
When you look at Miami's struggles last season, winning and losing close games, there's really two factors that go into, my opinion, when it comes to winning close games or losing those close games. It's quality quarterback play. I think Miami obviously got better this offseason there. Cam Ward's going to come in and do a great job. I think we all believe that. But it's also converting, when you get in the red zone, converting those trips, red zone trips, to touchdowns, not settling for field goals, right? 4-point swings every time, obviously very critical. It's a cliche, but it's so true. Miami finished 90th in the NFL, not in the NFL, good Lord, and 90th in college football in terms of converting those red zone trips into touchdowns instead of field goals. Martinez is a guy, you brought up his physical nature, yards after contact. You really see that shine in the red zone when the field gets more condensed. You're going to hit quicker, you're going to get hit earlier, you're going to get hit more often. You need to find a way to fight through that and get into the end zone. Miami could not do that enough last season. It cost them in a number of big games. I'm looking for the addition of Martinez to add a big red zone element to this offense, converting more of those drives into touchdowns, allowing them to win more close games. Because if you look at some of the results, people kind of forget lose by a touchdown to Louisville, lose by a touchdown to Florida State, the debacle against Georgia Tech, right? Of course, and they lose to Rutgers in the bowl game there by a score as well. One score games all around, right? If you do a little bit better in the red zone, even if you flip just, two or three of those, it's a completely different Miami team. And I think that's what the addition of a guy like Martinez can do just by himself, right? Forget everything else. Forget all the other talent they've added. Just by improving in the red zone, they convert a few of those losses into wins, right? This is why it's going to be such a big impact. And this is why it's such a great sign that everyone is impressed with Martinez. They're going to rely on him a lot in the red zone to convert those opportunities into touchdowns. And if you believe what everyone's saying, whether it's Cristobal, who's had some great things to say, whether it's Cam Ward's, whether it's the defense, it looks like Martinez is going to be able to step up to that role, which is a great sign for Miami.